Okay, it is April 13th, and I'm going to do my recap. Another small green day, $516. Not my best performance, but coming back from $9,000 loss, slowly but surely, getting back to winning ways. Yeah, I'm not mad about it. I'm taking it easy. I had this, I had my best month, made $18,000, $19,000 almost, and then, had a really tough few days, and then gave a half of it back, and now it's time to rebuild. It's time to take it slow. So that's what I'm doing. I did some things well. I did some things not so well today. I mean, I made a couple of mistakes, things that I didn't really like. At one point, I was down $840, and it feels good to make that money back with a couple of good trades and some. My previous daily goal was $500, so I scratched that. 516. At least I scratched it. So okay, what did I trade today? So I came into the day and I was seeing TLRY. I was really interested in TLRY and going long. Why? Because it had a huge, massive sell-off yesterday, and it's been like selling off for the past 4 or 5 days. And today it really also sold off pre-market, but as you can see here, it started to make like higher lows. It started to gap up a little bit, and it was L5 was here, L4. So in those pivot points, like it was showing resistance around this level. So it did give me an idea that it was a possibility for a long. I mismanaged the trade. I didn't, execute it as well. I should have at least taken part, exited at 1688 or something like that, and I didn't. And yeah, I paid a little bit for it. It wasn't my best showing, to be honest. So I went long till I was 2,000 shares at 1650. So as soon as it was almost about to get past, I saw a ton of strength on the tape. It was above the 9 EMA, above VWAP. I saw a ton of strength, so I wanted to go long, and I exited really, really early, man. I made like $200, $190 in this trade. It's just not good, man. I sold here. I wanted to see the 70s break out, but there was a lot of resistance. But still, I should have, let it play out. I should have let it move. And I had the opportunity to get in again, but then I was in mRNA, sorry, so I didn't get the chance to get in again, and I was still, seeing it come up. So I'm a little bit disappointed in that trade. I really mismanaged it, and it was a good opportunity, and yeah, that was not good. So that's what I did in TLRY. Yeah, I sold everything in this pop, right over here in this candle. I wanted to see much more, to be honest. Then I traded TLRY. We're gonna stick to TLRY. We'll go, into the other trades later on. But what else I did TLRY? I came later and I made a couple of mistakes here in TLRY. I went on short 2,000 shares at 1694 at 949. So yeah, here you see, and again, I told myself like, don't go against the trend. Don't go. This is not, don't go against the trend. Try to exactly turn the direction of the trend. Even though this thing is gapping down, the trend is up. It is above the 9 EMA. On the 5 minute 9 EMA, it's strong on the 5 minute chart. So why go short? And I did, and I lost a couple of $100 there. Not much, like $200. Well, you see, I saw the previous day close here, and then a little bit of a shooting star, a little bit of a rejection. But as you can see, there's no real big volume. There's not a real indication. This is not an engulfing candle. There's no real indication that there's going to be a pullback, and especially this hammer and then the following up candle here. It's a telltale sign that I wanted to come up, and I still didn't obey the signals. I got out early. That's got out 1708, so past L1, and I should have gone long, to be honest. I don't know why I didn't go long. And yeah, so that's what happened. And then my last trade, which is a playbook trade, because over here there's no playbook trade. A playbook trade would have been off of the previous day close. A playbook trade would have been maybe a consolidation below the 9 EMA or something like that. This is no playbook trade. This is above the 9 EMA. This is how I lose a lot of money. This is how my trades go south. But then what happened is I did go short one more time here. And this is a playbook trade because it came from, between L4 and L5 and got all the way to R3, which is a major resistance level. And then it had this engulfing candle right over here. So that is a big sign of weakness. It gets to R3, big sign of big rejection here, engulfing candle. So I then did decide to go short. 2,200 shares I went short. So I went short at 17.39, right above, like right around here, right at 10 o'clock. So right around here, and then I added at 35 or at 32, I guess. Yeah. And then my first target was the previous day close, and if it could hold below the previous day close, I was gonna let it, drop down, I guess, to L3, L4. That was my game plan. But it came down to the previous day close, and it held. So that means that's a sign of strength. And I took my partials real quickly. So I took it at 17.20 and 17.26. So not much to be said there, but at least here I did obey a game plan. Like here, there was no engulfing candle. Okay, I thought maybe this is a lower a lower high part of me, but it's not a good trade, man. It's right at the 90 MA at the support level. It's not good. This one makes a lot of sense. Not the best trade, not an A plus setup, but it is a good trade, and it had the potential, and I profited in it. So I mean, at the end, till RY got all the way up to R5, and then came down, and you know yeah, whatever, it's doing its thing, right? But it's a shame because I really had the idea pre-market that I wanted to go long TLRY, and I did, and I didn't mismanage the trade, and so on. So I didn't really obey my playbook trades. I didn't give it room to work. My entry was 60.50. This thing just got to 60.50. Didn't even break 60.50. My stop loss could have been 16.40. For this type of setup, and I didn't really obey the setup, and you know that's because also I'm coming from a big loss. I'm coming from big losses, and I want to make money quickly, and put money in my bank account, and that is a problem. You have to develop. You have to let your strategies develop and your trades develop. So, and I did mRNA, and I traded mRNA, and not good either. I went against also went against the trend, man. I mean, this is a perfect daily open 1 minute opening range breakout here, and there was a lot of weakness around here, so I decided to go short. I went short 300 shares, and then I covered at 184. I gave it 3 minutes, and I was able to get a little bit of money in it, but not much. This barely crossed the daily open and reached R5 and held. What was my setup? Well, I wanted to see a break of the daily open and maybe an R4 setup, but it's wrong. Because what I should have done is, if this thing opened around this area, then it would be a good idea for it to reach R5. In this case, R5 and daily open are acting as great levels of support, so there's no reason why I should have gone short. I did. I lost like $300 in this trade, and then I went short again at 938. So in short, why did I go short at 938? Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know. I think it seemed like the level 2 wasn't too strong for me, but I went short, and I held the bag here, so I was almost about to have a bad loss, and then I added over here in the shooting star. Why? Because there was a big volume candle here. I was like, okay, maybe the move is exhausting, and then we saw this big shooting star, so I added around here, and I was able to just lose $200. I got out at 150, so I got out right over here. So it wasn't that terrible of a loss. Only was like $200, but it was a terrible mismanagement of the trade. I mean, this is in a breakout. I go against the trend. I'm like, fuck, what am I doing, man? What the fuck? So yeah, that cost me, mRNA cost me today $773. We'll get into how I made money in mRNA and IO later, but yeah, just not good, not a good showing, to be honest. So what did I do later? Yeah, so I think I went short one more time in RNA. This time I went 400 shares short. Okay, no, so yeah, so I went short here, I covered, and then I went short one more time, and I lost a little bit of money, and this is where it put me a little bit, on the back pedal and down $840, because I went short again around here, 950, and it was just like, yeah, and I got stopped out over here. So just a big mess, and then I was right, because, the level 2 was very weak, and look, it's come down, and now it's all the way, even cross the daily open. So I was right. I just wasn't right in the right moment. That is the only thing that happened. So better risk management and going with the trend, man. Honestly, just going with the trend. That I have to stick to that again. Going with the fucking trend, dude. Literally. So the trade that my best trade today, and the trade that I was going with the trend was MARA. So MARA I saw, and didn't get the chance to trade this move, which was a really good one. So this thing opened between R4 and R5, but immediately just came all the way down and consolidated before R4, which if it's, it can be a major resistance or support level. In this case, it came down and it was a major resistance level. So I didn't get this move, bounced all the way to R3, and then it came all the way up to VWAP here, and I went short 1,000 shares at 52.60. So that was a good entry. What time was that? 9:53. So around here. And I was able to partial 51.76. So I partial 400 shares here, and then I partialed another 600 shares at 51.60 in this move over here, which I should have let go all the way up until R2, or at least R1. That would have been the better choice. I rushed it. I wanted to get myself back in the green. I was down 140, and this trade put me back up like $800. Sorry, $90 up or something like that. So I was able to profit there, and get myself back in the green from a pretty nasty, not a pretty nasty, but a bad losing day. I would have been down for the week, like, $400 for the week. So now, at least I'm up, I think like $900 for the week, which is not amazing, but hey, it's okay, right? It's not the end of the world. So that was a good trade. I mean, why did I take it? VWAP, you had this indecision candle, it's coming down, and then you see the 5-minute. Again, also the 5-minute looked really good. Gap all the way down. R3 touches VWAP and then EMA, doesn't break it. Touches R4, perfect chance to just go short. And honestly, I should have let it go, and not cover it here because a breakdown was expected to happen. So R2 would have been, or R1 would have been the sensible way to exit. So a little bit of early profit taken. And then my last trade was NIO. Like I said, I had a TLRY trade here where I got myself up to like $400 or something like that. Nothing crazy, and then I went long one more time, and I mean for the first time in IO. So what I liked about this trade is, okay, it wasn't an uptrend, so at least we're moving forward, and we're not going short. So what I did like is, it got all the way up. Now it is between R4 and R5, and it had this pullback. But look, I mean, I didn't really recognize this while I was looking at it, why I took the trade. But as you can see here, like there's a pre-market level of support. Here was resistance. Now it became support. So I was looking at it, and it was above R4, and the volume was starting to pile up, and it was getting above VWAP, above the 9 EMA. So I really liked it. So I decided to go short 2,200 shares at 37.90 was my average price. So right around here, and I wanted to see a lot more happen, but there was a lot of sellers here in the at around 38, and I just got out really quickly for $140 profit. Nothing, man. And so it wasn't this candle. I really liked that. I thought it was gonna come up more, but at that point I was done for the day. I reached my daily goal, which is 500, coming down from what could have been a bad loss. But look, my trade idea happened. It got all the way up to R5. It held R4 again, and it got all the way up to R5. So if I would have been a little bit more patient, I was dead hungry too, because I didn't sleep well. I was up since 5 a.m. So, I could have taken this trade later on, but I was already making my breakfast and I was already done, So, takeaways from today is, again, dude, I mean, I don't know how many times I have to say, just I have to trade in the direction of the trend, man. mRNA would have been a great long. There's no reason I could have flipped my position. TLRY, the same thing. I was getting stopped out here. Perfect time to flip the position. Even though it's not the best price, you can still follow playbook trades. My playbook trade could have been taking partials if I would have gone long here, or taking partials R1, R2, R3, maybe R4. If I am, up to letting it let the thing ride the whole way. So yeah, that's the idea, is to now it's after 4 days losing in a row, now it's 2 days green, right? I'm up. How much is it for the week? Not much. I mean, I think it's like $900. I said for the week. Yeah. Oh, okay. $1,000. I'm $1,000 for the week. Okay. Yeah. We're moving forward. Slowly but surely we're moving forward. So that's the idea. There's still 3 more days in the week. Gotta keep performing. Gotta keep putting money in my bank account. But yeah. So. I made 937 MMRA, which is my best trade. $200 in TLRY, nothing, 150 in IO, and not good trading in mRNA. I lost $800 basically. So yeah, getting my account up to above 80K again. So I have what is it, like 80K more, $8,000 more to get myself all the way up to where I was. I'll get there. I'll get there slowly but surely. Slowly but surely we'll get there. I still have I've lost like $7,000 this month. It's insane. It's absolutely crazy. So yeah, it's gonna be my recap for the day, and I'll do some more studying later, some more thinking about what I'm doing and stuff, and yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, take care. Bye.